What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lion's Den with Seth. What's popping, Herm?
What's happening, man? I'm good, man, bro.
Brad, it's good, man. I don't know what's going on outside, man. The lights been flickering on and off. We got this storm, and then I'm thinking somebody knocking at the door, and then it's hailing outside, bro.
Yeah, it was hailing out here too.
When? Today?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, man. First it was nice outside, then next thing you know, it just started hailing.
Yeah, man. First thing this morning, man, I hit up the gym, and it was 81 degrees. Yeah, no, for real. And you know I did, so shut up. Listen.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me about Zumba-thon. Yeah,
I ain't so Zumba-thon. You understand? Look, I got goals, son. I got goals. So how's your weekend, bro?
Man, it's good, man. Thursday, I went and seen Janet Jackson perform.
Oh,
man.
Word! How was and Luda? So how was that?
Luda and Janet, it was really good, man. Mm-hmm. First, I was tripping, man, because we got seats way up there where the birds were sitting, man.
Right.
Yo, but it's the tickets were $15 a pop, so we couldn't really argue with that.
And then, wait, really?
$15 a pop, dog, to go see Janet Jackson.
And so you went
and Ludacris.
You was like balling. Let's go.
I was like, yo, it might well, So we sitting up there, way up there by the birds, and they turned out to be possibly the best seats in the house, man.
Really?
Okay. The temperature was nice up there. The vibe was nice. You know what I mean? And I felt like I could see Janet well enough.
Okay, so, there you go.
You never know, man. Some of the best surprises come from $15 a pop.
My goodness. I guess you're right.
So, how was your weekend?
Man, it was busy, bro. It was busy. So, I was out of town with the Wounded Warriors, man, and connecting with them, but it was great. Right. It was really good, man, being able to talk to our veterans and individuals that's transitioning out, man. It just let me know that, man, this is being a servant individual, meaning wanting to help folks, man. It's not necessarily easy, but it's necessary. You get what I mean? And whatever it is that we can do, right? As far as whatever your talents, your treasures, your time, whatever it is that you can do, how can you help individuals, right? So that's where I was at, man, in San Antonio. Muggy, man. So I want to say shout out to everybody that was out there that I had an opportunity to see. Sorry for those I didn't. Look, I was in there grinding, but had to dip on out.
I see your boy had got to cook for you, didn't he?
Oh, Jabri.
He made a little meal for you.
No, man. So listen, look, he just had me on the list. You get what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I was like, look at this.
Bro, because look, we gave him a hard time last time, like, yo, for real, you only cook for a certain type of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but listen, man, I wouldn't say a huge shout out to him, man, getting it in, retired after the military, man, and still focusing on his dreams as being a cook, man, and doing things.
A chef, dog. A chef. Ain't nobody trying to be no cook.
You're right. And I mean, it's good, bro. So I think, he had a different calling in the military, but it's super dope, man. But
my little damn dog is acting crazy, man. I can't put him up. But go ahead.
You can't do it. See, I mean, that's what maybe you can call him a,
look at this.
Don't do it. Don't lower it.
I'm about to choke slam this little dude, man.
Yo, you're not now you're about to get us banned. You see what I'm saying? Yo, you've been out of Facebook jail for like
over a year, dog.
Oh, bro, and now you're about to put us back up in there because you
know how I did it.
Dog. I don't know how you did it either. I don't know, but so as we're talking about serving, right, and being, in the community and everything, man, it's just a great opportunity to continue the conversation, man, that we've been having as far as, leaders connecting with the children within the community and also adults, man. Now, so what's this? How has this been for you, man? She said, look at her. She said, you've been too rough. Like, how has this been for you, man, having these conversations and what individuals are able to do, in their own lane as far as helping out the children for the future?
As a community center, director, man, it's been pretty tough because what you'll get is a lot of mouth service, a lot of lip service about, man, yeah, we'll come out there and do that for the kids. Yeah, we'll do that. You know what I'm saying? And you find out, man, people are only really, a lot of people out there doing it just so they can be seen doing something. They're not really interested in the kids themselves. They want to say, hey, yeah, we'll come out there. They'll take their photo or whatever, even if they even show up and never come back again. You know what I mean? So that's the tough part that I've been having, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get consistent people in front of these kids. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. Oh, man, I'm glad you said that because the kids don't forget, man.
No.
Kids don't forget. They will remember who was there for them, man. So so today, excuse me, I don't know what's going on. But y'all, today we got the what's that? You got me on live? Okay.
I got it, yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, we got the opportunity to have someone on. Been knowing her for a short time. However, the conversations has been extremely impactful. I met her when we were connecting, doing things at the Legacy Institute, excuse me, in St. Louis. Remember, that was an 8-week program, connecting with the kids and having different discussions. But primarily with her she was focused on connecting with the kids and teaching leadership in all different ages, right? What that looks like. And it was so eye-opening. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to go on too far into talking about the great accolades that this young lady, I say young lady, she looked young and very young and happy and great in the things that she's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Heather Day is an outstanding community leader. She does things as far as being the executive director, as a matter of fact, for different organizations. And she's the director of Flourish Foundation. She's an entrepreneur, community organizer, youth advocate, teacher, all that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about what is the next step for our children. Y'all give it up for Miss Heather Day. Yeah. What's going on, Miss? What are you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here. How are you?
No, doing good. Glad to have you on so we can continue this conversation because look, it's about to be summertime. All right. Absolutely. And we had different, topics as far as kids and parents that's out of line, the teachers, that's out of line. So let's focus on the positive aspects as far as what is next. So I would like to give you the opportunity to introduce yourself to the Lion's Den. So go ahead. You got it.
So, hi everyone. It's such an honor to be here. My name is Heather Day, and I currently serve as the executive director of Flourish. Flourish is based out of North St. Louis County, and we are a Christian based, one of the very few Christian based nonprofit organizations that work in the community where we focus on building character, uh, building community, showing love, and really being a representation such as how Christ is and how everyone should be to one another. So we pride ourselves on meeting members of our community, especially youth and their families where they are, and removing barriers that it's preventing them from thriving and going to the next level.
Right. So congratulations with that. Go ahead, tee it up, Big Herm.
Hey, what's going on, Miss Heather? How you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So getting into Flourish, right? What got you into this line of work? What was it about Flourish? Was like, hey, this is going to be it. Hold on, this is it for me right here. What was it about the mission that drew you in?
Right. So I absolutely love that question because there's kind of like a story slash testimony in that. So I come from a background of corporate work, corporate finance to be exact. And I was in corporate finance for 16 years with one company. And even before that, I'd interned with the company. So I consider myself that being the place where I really, really grew up. But even prior to working in the finance industry and the defense industry, whether it was high school, college, while working in the finance field, I've always loved children. I absolutely love children. I always make people laugh when I tell them that if I could have tricked my husband into doing it, I would have had at least 5 kids. So I also say that I'm a baby whisperer. So I am always attracted to little ones. So, but I always have their best interests in mind. And it is a passion of mine to be able to work with them and help change their trajectory in a positive way. And so that is what flourish means to me. So I was mentioning earlier that I am a PK. My father pastored our church growing up for over 30 years. And so the love of God and what he does for us is very deep in me. And so being able to have the opportunity where I can work every day, year round with young people and helping them to grow and mature and make good decisions, and also share with them lessons of God and how to be a successful, loving, mature, productive, and successful adult human is really what I'm trying to do in life. So every day I get a chance to get up and go to work and decide what am I going to do today to be a positive impact on a young person. And that is an amazing experience. And if I can, whatever I can do to help a young person be able to have that same experience, that's what I want to do. And that's what we're doing at Flourish.
Yes, absolutely. And I appreciate that, right? And I know that the community appreciates it. So my question to you is, what do you think is lacking? Okay. What do you think that is lacking in today's younger generation, right? And especially in I guess in your realm of influence or control, and based off of what do you do? What do you think is lacking? What can we do collectively? And how does Flourish help?
Well, I think honest communication with families, helping families to understand what is right and what is wrong, and supporting that, not just putting it out there and leaving them out there. It's, taking your neighbor's hand. It's saying, what do you need? How can we help you? And really showing up and doing that, sticking to your word. And so, so many times people they run away from having honest conversations. And I think that's kind of where we are going wrong or left in society. We need to have an honest conversation, because everyone knows what the problems are. I think we're pretty much on the same page with what the problems are. But the approach that I'm taking in leading Flourish is, okay, so we know now, so we can do better now, right? So what can we do as a community to come together? Everyone that cares about our youth, and hurts every time you hear of a shooting, every time you hear of a robbery, every time you hear of an innocent, educated young person, being at the wrong place at the wrong time. All those people that feel hurt when those things happen in our community, we have to come together and stop pushing aside and being quiet about the problems, talk about it, and work together to take action to be about it.
Okay.
I couldn't agree with that sentiment more. When we talk about knowing what the problems are.
Right.
And
We all know.
absolutely. And I like how you talk about your organization is being Christ-like. Now, is your organization like denomination based, or how does that work really? How do y'all teach people how to be Christ-like?
So we have our beliefs, and they're stated on our website. We do not shy away in communicating that we believe that in God, in Jesus Christ, and that we believe in the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. And so we do not shy away from that. We welcome the discussion about it if it, needs further discussion. But every program, we represent what Christ is like. We try our best to do that in everything we do, whether it's communicating with our students, whether that's communicating with their parents, and showing and being a representation of what Christ looks like. So showing them, giving them grace, giving ourselves grace, and showing them what it looks like to be kind to others, to do right, by others and to others. Treat people how you would want to be treated. And so we have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
A lot of things just comes down to, is it right or is it wrong? So we are here to help shape the mindset of our youth so they can make better choices and decisions. And really that falls under the umbrella of all of our beliefs.
Okay. Well, no, that sounds good. Well, first, I want to say shout out to everybody that's watching right now. Hit the share button, y'all, if y'all haven't done so already, so we can spread this good news, especially if you are in the area, right? The St. Louis area, so we can understand what you do or what they do and how they can be helped. So I want to say shout out to James. James has this question. Says, does your organization work with children with disabilities? So do it. And how do you guys, maneuver around, with that?
Right. So one thing that I mentioned earlier is the whole purpose of our community approach base is meeting people where they are. And so just like being, Christ-like, all people are welcome. So people with, children with it's not that is a kind of like a side note for us. We all are welcome, and however we can help, that is what we're going to do. And so we have been blessed with recently with a grant that will allow almost 80 students to attend our summer camp. And along with that partnership through that grant, we're working with an organization called Preferred Family Health. And they provide social, emotional, mental health services. And so that is something that we're going to offer during our summer camp. But, going back to the question, absolutely. I don't know if I mentioned yet that I started this role back in February. And so in terms of students with different needs, we are there to meet parents where they are, and we will make adjustments so that all feel accepted.
Nice.
And included, because that's what we're about as well, inclusion.
There you go.
I'm muted. So, with Flourish, you said it's been around since 2014. Is that correct?
Right.
What are some of the? Are you guys just in the St. Louis area, or are y'all got?
We are located in North St. Louis County, and we've been around since 2014. But one thing that I am pushing out as my role as executive director, which allows me to wear many hats, essentially, is my own personal theme for Flourish, and that is growing in 2003. Traditionally, we have focused on our summer program participants and providing a top-notch camping experience for them. But this year, we are doing that and more, and I'm super excited about just being able to be a part of the growth and really working to reach and teach as many youth in our area. And so with that, we're rolling out our tutoring program. Tutoring for us is really important because last summer during camp, while assessing our students, we identified a student that was in 5th grade who could not read. And so then we took it a step further to look at the Missouri MAP scores for students in the North St. Louis County area, only to find out that students in the surrounding school districts are scoring below state average. And so we are driven to be of service to our administrators, our teachers, our staff. We want to be a support system for those people because they are so very important, and they wear so many hats. I have the utmost respect for our teachers, but we want to partner with as many school districts in the surrounding areas and schools to be of service for our young people, because we don't want them just to continue to be passed along. We want them to have the confidence in knowing that they are smart, they are valuable, and they have something to give to the community. So we are, especially those scores are especially low in reading and math. And so that's going to be our first phase of focus in terms of recruiting tutors and working with students one-on-one. And it will be a free service because we are actively fundraising and applying for grants to fund these types of opportunities for the underserved.
Okay. So even with that said, it's going to be a free service for the children and everything, but the individuals that you're recruiting for, that's a paid position, correct?
Well, we will be recruiting volunteers. But the program is evolving, but there actually will be some paid opportunities for tutors because we feel that we should invest in individuals who are going to be spending time and working to help grow our young people. So it will be a combination of them both.
Okay. Well, look, before I go into give it to you, Herm, one of my questions was, based off of those test scores, right? The math and English, right? We see that is low. What do you think you, or not just you, but the organization is doing to tap in with the children that learns differently, right? Because there's a lot of information that hasn't changed, but the way they're receiving it has changed based off of, the technology, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever the case it is. So children are learning differently. How are you? And how's the organization staying current on what connects with the children?
Absolutely. So I kind of see us like a middle person in terms of understanding what the needs are and then partnering with those people who are subject matter experts to be able to help us to learn how young people learn differently. Because I have 3 children, and it has been such an eye-opening learning experience, especially since COVID, to understand just how different young people learn. And again, as you mentioned, especially, with so much technology involved. And so we are actively working with organizations and using tools like software to help us to be able to test young people in a fun way. iExcel is a software tool that we've used in the past, just to give a name, but we are doing our best to use different type of performance measurements to be able to better understand like what approach should we do or take to help a student, because if nothing else, I feel like that's one of the barriers, one of the driving barriers that students of color run into when it comes to testing. And so we have to start getting smarter about understanding the diverse ways that our young people learn, so that we can help them learn better. And that ties back to some of the realizations and just incredible information that I've learned just in looking for opportunities for my own children. You know, there are so many evaluations out there that can tell you exactly how a child should learn. And so those are the things that we want to tap into so that we can help parents and teachers understand what approaches they should take, because it's not a one size fit all anymore. It just isn't. And so we have to be smarter about, you know, taking a step further and wanting to do more and helping to understand how our young people learn.
There you go. Nope, makes sense.
So it sounds like y'all got a variety of different things kicking off to help support the children and their parents. So I'm a parent coming in, and I see all these things, right? And I know that y'all are Christ-based and whatnot. What should be my expectation of Flourish when I turn my kids over to you guys? What should I expect coming back to me?
I love that. Such a great question. So as a parent, you can expect a loving and kind environment, an environment of growth and learning and innovation. We are so excited that we're going to have the first time ever a maker space. And that ties to another first time ever where we've created positions for college students from the St. Louis area to participate in a summer leadership and STEAM internship. And through that internship, they're going to run our maker space and help our young people grow in the areas of science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And so I am so excited about that, especially the technology, because it really ties to what we're doing right now, too. I want to create a forum and a space where young people can have their voices heard. So I will actually probably be looking and asking you all to see when I can fit you in to maybe do a training with our young people on how to run their own podcast. So that's something to look out for. So innovation, creativity, field trips. For us, it's about providing exposure, helping our young people to know that there is so much more beyond their neighborhoods, beyond their schools, beyond St. Louis. There's so much rich history here in St. Louis. And so we have created opportunities through our summer program that's going to give their young people a taste of all of that. So I would say as a parent, you would feel confident in knowing that their young people, their young people will have an opportunity to be with trained staff who work with young people every day, who love young people, because that was a question that they were asked, you know, while being interviewed. Do you love them? Because we don't need people that just like kids. We have people that love kids.
Yeah.
And so they will feel confident in knowing that they will welcome probably an exhausted child back home, but a child that is an extra day smarter than they were the day before.
Nice.
Now, hold on. Now, on top of podcasting, I'm also a vocal.
Wait.
Hold on, man. I'm also a vocal coach for karaoke enthusiasts. You know what I'm saying? So if you this dude always hating on me every time I turn around, man. So if you looking like, oh yeah, very interesting. I promise it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for somebody with that vocal talent that could hit the different variety of ranges, let me know. I'll be out there for you. Get back to hating, Seth.
Right on. So anyway, so thank you for that. That public service announcement about nothing. But
I was just about to say, how can I help you with that? I mean,
no. See,
can I offer you help, or what can I do?
Variety of range. Listen, you understand? But look, look. The range that I want him to focus on is this one down here. You understand? Focus on that. All right. But look, anyway, I think that was super dope. Thank you for that. And it makes sense because a couple of things that you said that really perked my interest was the fact that you are giving children exposure. I think that is so important, specifically for the parents, if not more so for the children, because excuse me, the parents may not have the resources to get the children out there to different things and everything just based off of excuse me, their circle, right? Their surrounding of you know, the people that they may come in contact with, but they know that it's important to have that. And another thing you said that I appreciate is having individuals there that truly love the kids. Now, you have people that can tolerate. Here's the deal. I don't want you to tolerate my daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I love her and I got tolerated at the same time. I don't need you to just say, look, I'm just here between this time and this time, because it takes a something else inside, deep inside, to want to take care of someone's you know, children in X amount of time. So the question to that is, how do you vet those individuals that's a part of, you know, the organization to make sure that they're the right fit for the, you know, for that summer camp?
Well, I mean, I think it's for me personally, in all transparency, it's just asking the right questions, asking, you know, all types of diverse questions to truly learn who the person is, looking at their service, because, you know, being a leader is, you know, providing service to other people, being there, showing up for other people. And so it's through a series of questions and looking at your background to understand if it's a good fit. Our space, our environment is an environment of love, as I've mentioned before, support. We represent a village that knows that if we work together, we can make this happen. I literally just said this earlier. You know, the that teamwork, it really helps, you know, make that dream work. And so it's just ensuring that everyone understands the end goal and they have that love, that same love and passion that we stand for.
Nice. Okay, that makes sense. Make a whole lot of sense.
So we're at a stage now with kids where everything, it seems to be amplified, the turmoil that, you know what I'm saying, kids are going through. When you look online, you're seeing kids attack teachers, you know what I'm saying, and all kind of different stuff is happening. Is there anything, have you been paying attention to any of that? Is there anything that y'all are able to do to address what I would call is like respect for authority figures? You know what I'm saying? It seems like we're losing that nowadays. Is that something that you guys are aware of and something that y'all are helping like kind of coach?
Absolutely. You know, I think it, you know, going back to the phrase, like we all know what the issue, you know, nowadays, young people are going through so much more than, it's similar to what we went through, but it is magnified so much more with lack of hope, poverty, racial, you know, injustices, and so and crime and violence. And so with that, we have to be honest and say what it is in terms of it being it impacting us mentally. And so our approach to that is through, again, our partnerships, working and asking those hard questions, being real with ourselves, essentially. And that's a conversation that I've had with one of our partners who will be working with us during the summer. Our kids, younger and younger, I should include, they are experiencing things that even mature adults should not experience. And as a result, it's robbing them from their childhood. And so we have to get back to the basics of teaching respect, showing it, teaching it, and following up with it. And because the way that young people are acting, it is clearly, I see it every day. It reflects their environment. And so for those that are about helping them, again, we have to work together to be there and show up for families to say, hey, if you don't have the resources, let us help you, or let us show you how we can provide resources. And maybe mom, dad, this will take a little time off of you. Let us take them so that you can go and be a better person and, better do things that'll better position your family. Let us take them for this period of time. Let us teach them the things that, they're not getting every day, but we're not excluding you. Oh, by the way, if you want to be a part of this conversation, we invite you too. So we're looking at this holistically, like as a whole family, going back to that community-based approach, meeting people where they are. Because the reality is a lot of what we got when we were younger, families are no longer sitting at the table, eating together and having conversation and being able to get that training from their parents, because people have to work, to live, and it's missing. So we want to be that organization that says, hey, we can help you with that. We want to give you this time to go and be able to better yourself. And if you are struggling there, let's meet. Let's figure out what other community partner we can work with to help you be a better person.
Gotcha.
Because that environment, I'm telling you, it's a strong thing.
It is. You're absolutely right. But now here's another question though. And I'm not saying that you have the answer, but maybe this is something to consider if you haven't done so already. When I was having a conversation with some groups of individuals talking about, resilience. All right. And being resilient, what that means, and also emotional intelligence. Part of that is understanding who we are as individuals and who we're dealing with. So I'm saying that to say this: how would the organization really connect with the children, not only in that the Christian world, as a Christian worldview, but also being transparent, like you said, saying, listen, I know we are in East St. Louis. I know that what you're dealing with right now, I did not deal with at your time. However, this is how you can overcome that. So has there been, or is there a curriculum for these children to understand, obviously at the right age, hey, this is what you are looking at right now in your, let's say between 13 and 14, this is attractive to you. This is how you maneuver around that, because we can't act as though it's not there, whatever it is. Okay. Right. So how do you plan to connect with the children at their level, not where you are?
Well, I like that question. So we are, during our camp, for example, I'm going to say this because it made me think about it when you said what you were saying, but at our camp each morning, we are going to have morning assembly, and we are going to have essentially a praise and worship where we are going to empower our young people to take the lead. Okay, so in doing that, and in order for us to empower them and allow them to be successful, we're going to have to teach them. We're going to have to show them the way. So a lot of what we're going to be doing this summer is showing. We have to be an example. We have to show people, right? there was something else you said that I wanted to bring up, and now I'm drawing a blank. But as part of I was going to say, what we are doing right now, I consider it a movement. It is totally not going to happen overnight. I'm not even going to set myself up for failure in thinking that what we are trying to do, this movement of this community-based approach, will happen overnight. But what we are going to do is intentionally take steps every day. Again, our camp being our forum, because that's going to be 8 weeks, to teach and make those connections so that they can see what we are trying to teach them, connecting it to real life situations. And a lot of that is going to come through talking, us listening, asking young people questions, and hearing from them.
Right.
Which I have to plug, this is something that I'm doing. I'm working with the Riverview School District and the Jennings School District to identify 5 middle school students to receive the Flourish Scholars Award. What will come with that is 8 weeks of summer camp, membership on a Flourish Junior Advisory Board, where I and other leaders of the community will meet with them 10 months out of the year and hear from them on where they are. What can we do to help them? I just think that is so amazing, because like, that's how we're going to be able to bridge this gap, hearing from them. And it's very intentional about being a middle schooler, because that's still a good age to help shape, their trajectory. And so this is going to be our opportunity to hear from them and use our connections through the religious sector or through local and state government to work so that they can hear what young people are saying. So we're starting with only 5, but this could grow and be something incredible where we are actually able to hear what they think and what they need so that we can find a solution. Because a lot of times we're politicians and community leaders, they're making moves, but they're making moves with no input from young people.
Correct.
So it's like we're just spinning wheels, wasting time, and you wonder why they don't react, because maybe it's not a need that is what's reality to them right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Sometimes adults and us, right? We think as though we know what's best, right? Listening to what they want. And what was you thinking, Herm?
First, I want to give a shout out to Miss Elijah Mitchell. You know what I mean? Give a shout out to her. I know what she thinks she's saying there, but that's not because we talking about that teacher that got pepper sprayed by the student in high school. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know about that one, Elijah, but anyway, what I want to ask you, Miss Heather, is during your time, with Flourish and being the executive director there, what has been your biggest challenges in that position when trying to get your vision out and trying to fulfill the mission? What are your biggest challenges as a director?
I would say being able to identify like incredible opportunities for young people, to put them in the positions of that exposure, innovation, creativity, and not having the funding to do it. So a lot of times, especially minority organizations, we are doing the most and beyond times 1,000 with very little. And so, and I, all organizations could probably say that, I'm sure, but I would say that's the biggest challenge and the biggest moments of, I wish, but I can't, or, what other alternative can I take? And it could be anything, from right now, a cost that has given me sticker shock is transportation. And it's kind of, that can be a barrier right now with not having enough bus drivers, and all of that. But it could go from that, or, what I'm trying to do with our makerspace, giving young people more hands-on opportunity to push their thinking process. And so at the end of the day, the child, that young person, is what I'm waking up and trying to go hard for every day. And, I just want to do what I can to work in the community to bring those resources to do that for them. Because one thing about us, if you are donating, those resources are going to directly support those young people. And Seth knows how I am. I will take a picture. You will have all of the documentation to know where your dollars are going.
Right, that is true. But look, shout out to everybody that's watching right now. And look, Miss Monica, how you doing, ma'am? She says politicians work for corporations, not the people. Well, I would say it depends on who the politician is. And it's unfortunate that not all politicians are popular. You get what I'm saying? Some of them do what they do or say what they have to say to get up in there. But I challenge everyone to either connect with the ones that is in line with what you're doing, or be the change that you want to see, and just keep going. You dig what I'm saying? Just keep going. So, but anyway, here's the other question for you. If you don't mind telling us a little bit about the call to action community that you were a part of back in the day. What was that, and how have you bridged, from that to where you are now?
So essentially, that was tied to my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and it was one of our signature programs. It was called #CAP. But what it did, it allowed, members of the organization to partner with schools to provide guidelines on how to successfully enroll into college. And I mean, that was everything from very beginning, identifying what you are good at. I mean, that was such an amazing experience to ask an, 17-year-old, what are you good at? What do you love? Because I think that is so important to teach them to approach life like that. Because I shared during our Legacy Institute, if you don't start thinking about your life, you will wake up and look back, and 100 days have gone by and you've done nothing to accomplish your goals. So we always encourage them to think about what you love to do. And then from there, tying that to the environments of the schools that you would like to attend, because we have to be real, a school can have the best program, but if you don't like the environment and you don't feel included in that environment, then you're not going to thrive like you should. And so we did a lot of pre-work even before getting into helping them with FAFSA and helping them to identify scholarships and, revising essays and helping along with that. So my role was really to lead the committee that worked with young people, but it was so rewarding because we essentially, the focus was juniors and seniors. And so, with certain groups, certain students in groups, we were able to see them really grow from the beginning of their junior year to graduation. And then, so we had a ceremony for them to send them off in style and help them to be prepared for the college that they enrolled in. And so, again, the rewarding part of that is, being there with them from the beginning of that process and seeing their growth over the school year and how they came out as just confident, just educated on top of what they needed to do, 18-year-olds.
Nice.
A beautiful thing. And what you talked about, 100 days can go by and people have done nothing to work on their goals.
Come on.
Bro.
I mean,
Man, I was supposed to have abs 10 years ago, man. I still don't have them joints, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But this is the year, though. You know what I'm saying? This is
always the year.
You're going in 23. I'm telling you, 23 is the year.
I just ate some cabbage a few minutes ago, man, with that in my mind. So, you know, we're going to get to it.
You're already just changing the trajectory already.
Yep.
Yeah. I ain't gonna buy no Reese's this whole week. I'm down for the cause, man.
And look, it's Sunday, so
can I take baby steps? Well, I mean, it's 10 years in the game. I should be taking adult steps. Well,
bro, would you? Could you?
Hey, Miss Heather, first and foremost, I respect everything you're doing with Flourish, and I know it's not easy work. You know what I mean? Especially if I would say some parents might use it for the wrong intentions and not necessarily using it for its intent, but using it for, hey, this is a daycare. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's one of the issues I have. It's like, you know, you can drop them off at a place, but if a parent doesn't have buy-in, you know what I'm saying, and what the mission is,
that's right,
it's almost not going to stick. You know what I mean? They'll get a little piece of it. You know what I mean? They'll get a little piece of it they'll carry with them, but they need to have that going home as well. So speaking on that, is there something that you also do for the parents, you know what I'm saying, as far as coaching and stuff like that, to let them know, like, hey, I mean, we got your kids, but, you know, there's probably some things we need to work on with y'all as well.
That's right. Like, you know, giving the parents homework, you know what I'm talking about? So it doesn't necessarily die with the children. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. And, you know, that it just makes me, I go back to, we're not going to change everything overnight, but what we are going to do is be transparent in our communication with our parents and saying, you know, that this is taking a village and we are part of your village and you are a part of our village. And so as a village, that is an upfront communication, a transparent communication that we are doing this, yes, absolutely, for your use, because we want to equip this human with all the resources that they need to be a successful, productive adult. But also we want to, you know, help you to do your part when they're not in front of us. So it's going to be an honest communication when we have our parent orientation for camp, to share that, you know, whatever resources, let's have an open conversation if there is a need on your end, but understanding what our expectation is that we are putting into you, and, you know, we want the same thing back. So it may not be an everyday thing, but, you know, there will be opportunities for parents to be involved and to be excited about being involved. You know, this is a family oriented feel. Going back to your question, you know, what can you expect? You can expect, because I have 3 children whom I love dearly. They're the light of my life. But I also love other children too. And I know the love that I've gotten from my parents. I know the love that I give to my children. And I know the love that I am going to continue to give to other people's children. So parents will know, and we will offer resources, like with our partnership on mental health. If there are families that need to have sessions with our counselors that we will have this summer, then that is something that we are going to offer to them to let us know. So it's all about communication. We can't help if we don't know, you know, and all of that is kept confidential. So during the summer, when we have these organizations coming in and working, doing small group sessions, there will be opportunity for families to sign up and use those services. Because if one thing we know, we need to do better about talking about things and getting things off of our chest and getting help from others. It is okay to receive help. So
absolutely. And it's okay to start the healing process.
Absolutely.
Right? Because the crazy part is, you know, having a conversation with a person as you're doing the work and they refuse to do the work for whatever reason, you're not going to be able to see life on the same page, and you can't help each other, right? But being able to start that's absolutely great. So, but James, he had a question, and he said, are there any programs that encourage leadership training for young men? And I would add on to that, is there any for women as well? And kind of like it's a combined question based off of the thought process and the leadership aspect. How are you, or how is this organization creating a better society, right? Or better, I guess, citizens to connect and communicate, or not even that, network as young adults, but in their own individual lanes, because certain young men talk and need to be trained a certain way, just like women need to be taught and communicated a certain way. How do you guys do that and differentiate the two?
Absolutely. So when I talked about earlier us growing in 23, so I first talked about the tutoring program, but we are also starting mentoring. So in my process of connecting with young people and the need of wanting to help teachers, last year I was a long-term substitute teacher. And I ended up being at a high school in St. Louis, North St. Louis County, and talking to a senior who told me that these people do not care about us. They just want us to graduate and get out. And that has stayed with me since then. And the fact that at that point that they had not heard about college, had not, been talked to about what is your next step in life. I say all that to say we're starting a mentoring program.
Okay.
That is something that you're going to see, because and leadership rolls into that. Leadership, and you know what I do, the leadership, the public speaking, the effective communication, it's all going to roll into that mentoring program, because that is so a lot. We're going to find it with our youth. They are challenged right now in effectively being able to communicate what they feel, how they feel, for so many reasons that that we heard during our Legacy Institute workshops, right? So I think I'm going to say that, right now we feel like our resolution to that issue is a mentoring program. We're going to have to just, put our boots on and get going, because what kids are being left behind. And then we wonder why all this craziness has happened, because they're just like out wild roaming,
Absolutely.
And so we have to do our part to just help bring some structure and some boundaries for them.
Standing.
So first, I want to give a shout out to everybody that watched, you know what I mean, and provided input and questions and whatnot. Thank you guys for watching today. And Miss Heather Day, I want to thank you for coming on with us.
Absolutely. So happy to be here.
The work that you do, you know what I'm saying? The work that you chose to walk into is something that can be a tough road. And it's like sometimes you have your best intent out there and it doesn't always work out the way you plan for it. You know what I mean? And so it gets disheartening. But it's good to hear that you have the attitude to keep pushing forward, because you keep the main thing, and that's the kids.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? You keep
that's
the main
what we're
thing.
Here for.
Yeah, you keep the main thing, and that's the kids. And you know that if it's pure in your heart, it's okay to fail forward if it's pure in your heart, because you know why you're doing it. So I want to say thank you for what you do. I appreciate what you do, and I hope to hear great things from you in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Right. And yes, he's absolutely right. And so also, Heather, I would like you also to talk to us very briefly about the Give STL Day, okay, and how individuals can support that, and what does it do for Flourish?
So right now, early giving is open, but the actual STL Day of Giving, or Give STL Day, is May 10th. And it's going to be, and because this Day of Giving has been going for 10 years, the organization is celebrating it by adding 10 additional hours. So this year, you can give to, numerous charities throughout the St. Louis area on this day for 34 hours.
Oh, wow.
And so you can search online, give STL Day, and click on there, and you can see a list of all of the organizations and what they do for the community. And all they require is you give at least $10. And so that is a plug for Give STL Day. But Flourish is set up to receive donations. Our goal is $6,000. Again, you could give a minimum of $10 today per our link. But the day that we're really looking to pull out all of our community supporters is May 10th. But if you don't want to wait until May 10th, you can give right now. Again, every dollar, there are processing fees that can be covered, but outside of processing fees, every dime goes directly to the organization and then directly to the audience that we really want to impact. And that's our young people. Our target area and audience is North St. Louis County.
Okay. Well, outstanding. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, my last point here. First, again, want to say thank you for being on, taking this time to let everyone know what you do, why you do it, and how to continue to do it, and also how individuals can be a part of the change that they want to see. And so I want to make sure that we land with this, y'all. This is just an example of what you can do in a community. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this saying or a poem, but it's about excuses. Okay, excuses are tools for the weak and incompetent. All right, those that use excuses is they build monuments of nothingness. All right, and they also, those people excel in nothing but more excuses. So I want to ask you this question: out of the 7.8 billion people in the world, what are you doing to take control of the space that you're occupying to make it better? And I'll land with there. Y'all have a good weekend. We love y'all. We holla at you. See you soon. One.